First off, here is the top 10 for the My Hero poll. And I'm gonna just go on and honestly really say this with my whole chest. I'm like, I understand Bakugo winning. I totally get it as a person who cosplay Bakugo, and it's just that you either love him or hate him. It ain't no in between, so I totally get it. But also at the same time, I'm like, in the back of my mind, as a person who also likes Deku, and I'm like, damn, Deku can't have number one in shit. Can't have a goddamn thing, man. But still, nevertheless, I'm like, at least number two is up there, so I'll still take it. A win is a win. A win is a win. Still a little pissed, but a win is a win. Now, I am kind of really kind of like somewhat kind of looking a little bit of side eye the fact that they have Endeavor in it. Now, before I say this, before I go into this, now I understand My Hero trying to make all the whole redemption arc, the whole nine, and also I'm gonna go on and say this. I highly respect Endeavor cosplayers because I definitely know they done went through a whole bunch of stuff dealing with not only random people coming up to them being absolute the worst and treating them as if they actually endeavor when they was a person, and also just the fandom in general when it comes to endeavor understood the cosplayer is not that person. But much respect to endeavor cosplayers and what y'all had, keep doing what you're doing, or if you don't really do it no that much, totally get it. But at the end of the day, like, no. Like, absolutely no. Like, for one thing, like, we ain't gonna scale past what this man did. I don't care if he ended up being number one hero. Like, dang. I felt like I'm like you could have like at least like did All Might or something. But I ended up finding out that All Might ended up being, I believe, number 12. I'm gonna bring up the other charts later, and then the fact that they don't really list like everybody, and then when it starts to get lower, they just kind of like, oh, here's the picture. So it's kind of like, wow, really? Tell us how you really feel and stuff, and then I really, I've always noticed that, especially with Hawks, they always do like, him hiding his face or covering up. And I know, yeah, he's supposed to represent like the darkness of the hero side. But I'm like, y'all could have at least made him, face forward, you know. I'm like, or could have gave him um, a little more look. I understand represent the darker side of the hero society, and he did what he had to do. But come on, everybody else in here, you know, looking their absolute best. Now, I was kind of like, really surprised on the well, not surprised, but surprised a little bit. I knew the Derby people was gonna come through. um, you know, I can get it, but I'm not really much into Dabby. But this is just because of the bad personal experiences I done had. So that I can't really just say anything because I can't base my experience and be that biased. But I totally get it though. And then Shigaraki, hey, I can't say it. I did go through a Shigaraki phase, so I totally get it with those two. And then, of course, Todoroki, we didn't seen the whole story from beginning. Then, of course, Aizawa, yes. Enough said. Enough said. Kirishima, that honestly really was a surprise for me actually, because I've experienced more people being very hateful towards Kirishima. So I've seen more negativity stuff than positivity stuff when it came to Kirishima. So I was kind of thoroughly surprised to see Kirishima up there, because just the fact of, I experienced the the negative side of everything. So I was really happy to see Kirishima, because I felt like Kirishima ended up being one of those characters that basically, yes, they did come back to Kirishima and give Kirishima they do, but I felt like out of all of Class A, they kind of like swept him a little bit off to the side and like put him on the shelf and we'll come back later kind of type of thing. So I was kind of really surprised on that one. Then let's see who we got up else in here. Oh, Monoma. Now the thing is, on the Monoma thing, I'm sorry, y'all still ain't gonna never make me like Monoma. That was just like hella annoying. But as I say this, Bakugo is hella annoying, so that's why I'm also not surprised about it, because both of them are annoying. But I will say that Monoma had the biggest glow up, so I would kind of go on and say that as a respect, and I was happy to see at least somebody from Class B in there, cause it was a couple more people in probably Class B that I felt like should have been up there, but nevertheless, I give Monoma is due, because honestly, I do love the actual glow up for Monoma. I actually do love that. Personality is still a pain in the ass. Not no more worse than Bakugo. So, now that I'm thinking upon it, yeah. But I will respect Monoma as much as they had the biggest glow up out of everyone. I'll say Sinzo probably would be the next one, but out of all of them, he had the biggest glow up. So I'll give him that much. The flowers, respect. Now, lastly, this is a little bit more of a pet peeve. I did end up looking at the rest of the ranking, which I'm gonna post the rest of the pictures in the comment section of this video on the other ranks, but they did put Uraraka at number 11, so so basically Monoma beat out Uraraka, but also it kind of pissed me off a little bit that there were no women in this top 10. So it's kind of like, are you kidding me? We had Miracle, the dragon lady. I mean, Mount Lady. I mean, we had a whole bunch of other women characters that could have been up there. Personally, me, Miracle I would have rocked with that. But yeah, but that is the top 10. I will post the rest of the other pictures of everybody else so everybody else can see. They don't really do listing, which is kind of like shit. It just put everybody's name, but I'll do the pictures on the rest of the others coming out. But I just had to get that